I'm Somnidelius Solertius, and this is the first video I completely make in English, since it's exposing the royal behind the US fake president Joe Biden. To get straight to the point, Joe Biden is a fake identity played by Prince Edward of Wessex, and also all other American presidents are played by European royals. Like all presidents of the world had always been played by European royals. Well, I'm actually a German guy, but I'm doing this video in English cause I really want the US citizens to understand what I'm saying to this Joe Biden case. And I wanna have spread it all over the USA. So it might be that this video reaches a lot of new people from abroad who never heard of my work, who never heard of the theory of all public persons being played by European royals. But I'm a very strong advocate of this theory. I'm completely convinced that all politicians in national parliaments all stars of the music industry and of Hollywood and also all influential businessmen are played by royal actors. I already have shown tons of proof for this in my German Facebook group Just Staged, but for the newcomers I only want to repeat one criterion of proof that cannot be stressed often enough. And this is the criterion of family relations, which actually means the European royals follow the general principle of incorporating their own family members in the fake productions fabricated by the fake identities. In detail, that means, because former US President George W. Bush is played by Prince Andrew of York, Prince Andrew's wife Sarah Ferguson plays the former First Lady Laura Bush. Because Prince Richard VI of Sayn-Wittgenstein-Berleburg is playing Donald Trump, Richard's wife Princess Benedictine of Denmark is playing Donald Trump's ex-wife Ivana Trump. And because Prince Edward of Wessex is playing the current US President Joe Biden, the current First Lady Jill Biden is played by another English royal, by Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall. Did your screen just explode? By the insight of the revelation that it cannot be any coincidence if several presidents of a country with the first ladies just look exactly like certain royal couples? I could even show you more examples for this. But now I want to focus on the main actor of this video, on the actor Prince Edward of Wessex. My proof that this disgusting individual is playing fake President Joe Biden will not only contain pic comparisons between the latter and Prince Edward, cause additionally I will also cross-match Joe Biden with other fake identities played by Prince Edward. That will contain a special surprise for you, and I will also look Who is the royal behind the president's son Hunter Biden? If it's a royal closely related with Prince Edward, it will be a further proof. But first, let's begin with a deeper investigation of the similarities between Prince Edward and Joe Biden. So, I've already displayed this comparison, and I think it's absolutely convincing. Just look at the eyes standing close together, absolutely typical for Prince Edward. Compare the shape of the eyes, compare the shape of the chin and the mouth wrinkles. Also, the mouth and the philtrum are absolutely the same, only the bottom of the nose is a little bit different, and the skin on the Joe Biden fake character is made about 20 years older, but such fakeries are easily done. Well, let's look if we can melt these two pics into one fluid motion of biometrical unity. Here we go. Let's get it started. The face of Joe Biden should now slowly turn into Prince Edward's face. Yes. What a transition. In the transition of these two faces, the eyes, the mouth and the nose remain always in the same distance to each other. The biometrics of Prince Edward and Joe Biden are melting together here, so it's the same individual, no doubt. Another comparison. Look at the same eyes, the same form of the mouth, especially when it comes to the corners of the mouth. The shape of the nose is the same. In general, the slight psychopathic aura of these two faces is the same. You know what I mean? So, next one. Here you see also when Joe Biden and Prince Edward are laughing, they have the same wrinkles in the face, the same laugh lines, so to say. And even though Joe Biden appears to have better teeth than Edward, well, that's no reason to doubt the match, since such slight differences can easily be faked. But what really stands out here and what proves everything is the very rectangular shape of the eye sockets. I mean, come on. These cutouts are from the same pic comparison. In both pics, the eye sockets run at exactly the same angles and lengths. In the Biden picture, they are just a little bit compressed. This rectangular shape of the eye sockets is so typical for Edward. And holy smoke, compare the noses. They both have the same bottom. The nostrils run upwards in the same slant from the tip of the nose. The nasal bone has exactly the same shape. We also see here the same inclination angle. The sides of the nasal bone have the same inclination angle on both pics. What is there left to say to this? The same narrow eyes and also the same shape of the chin and the exact same shape of the mouth. Here, take a close-up at it. It's unbelievable, isn't it? I've analyzed the similarities between the two so much now, I don't want to repeat everything. So to this comparison, I just say same shape of the mouth, especially the wrinkles of the mouth again, and same shape of the nose. So Could this be another good opportunity for melting faces? Shall we go for it? Okay, let's do it again. And after seeing this, you will really have to admit, if you thought Joe Biden is an old man suffering from Alzheimer's, you were just wrong. It's just Prince Edward of Wessex on the high phase of his midlife crisis, his face artificially made up about 20 years older. Also, you clearly see the same shape of the mouth between all pic transitions here, and in the transitions the eyes, the nose and the mouth stay always at the same place. Absolute same biometrics between Prince Edward and Joe Biden, so same individual. And now let's use shorter transitions. I think this will make it even a little bit clearer. Wow, it's unbelievable. Wow, just the same. Same eyes, same mouth, same facial expression, same eyes, same nose, same chin, same laugh lines, and to every good investigation also belongs an ear comparison. If the inner ear is the same, it is like a fingerprint being the same. And by comparing the auricles here, this becomes really forensic detective work. So let's look at the close-up comparing the auricles. Most important is, this is the same inner ear on both pics, same auricles. I would even say the outer earlobes are the same. Concerning the forms of the ear, you can only see minimal deviations between these two pics, but the only reason for such slight differences is Prince Edward artificially spreads the top part of his earlobes to the side. You can see this in this comparison I've already shown. Joe Biden's ears run straight up, while Edward's upper earlobes stand out to the side. And I think you see Edward's original natural ears on the Joe Biden fake character, whereas in his royal role, Edward alters his ears. Well, some last words concerning this profile view comparison. The forehead line has the same curves and bevels in both pictures, and look at the tip of the nose, also the same shape. Well, I think we analyzed the face of Joe Biden long enough now. The identification is clear, but to make it even clearer, let's take a closer look at the other members of the Biden family. I start with Joe's wife, Jill. Jill Biden is played by Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall. Oh, wait. What a coincidence. The fake President Joe Biden, who is played by Prince Edward, has a fake wife who is played by a royal closely related to Prince Edward? Okay. Always keep in mind, Camilla is a sister-in-law of Prince Edward, because she was the first wife of Prince Charles, who is a brother of Prince Edward. So, let's see how well this old mummy can camouflage herself as a first lady. Look at this. Same mouth wrinkles, same eyes, same creased mummy face. In this comparison it even gets clearer. Same mouth wrinkles. Do you see it here? And here even more clearer. Same wrinkles, same eyes, same eyebrows, same shape of the chin. Well, honestly said, that looks extremely good. Shall we melt faces again? Shall we melt faces? Okay. Let's look what we can make out of these two pictures. Okay, here we go. Look at this. Same wrinkles of the mouth. They stay in the same position, in the same form. Same mouth, same eyes, same chin, same cheeks. It's unbelievable. Wow, this is very, very, very sound. So, to everybody who thinks this is just accidental resemblance, I gotta tell you, sorry, you lost your touch with reality. Your intuition is still stuck by the wrong narratives they told you about elections and about so-called politicians caring for the safety of the people. So your intuition doesn't want to get reformed by what you're seeing right now. And by the way, reason also says it might be accidental resemblance if one single politician is looking like one single member of a certain royal family. But if other family members who belong to this very politician also look like members from this very certain royal family, reason says it cannot be any coincidence. It must be royals infiltrating politics, royals who always stay in their own bloodline when fabricating their fake productions for the infiltration. So, I think Camilla is successfully exposed as Joe Biden right now. I just show you some last comparisons to this match. I don't think I still have something to comment here. This is very obvious again. In this comparison, I see the same evil facial expression, the same evil aura emanates from it. And a last comparison for Camilla, which really shows these two characters don't just only have the same wrinkles of the mouth, but also the same wrinkles of the chin, the same wrinkles of the cheeks. Compare the wrinkles. The shape and the places of the wrinkles exactly the same. The nose is the same. Yeah, that's a match. So let's come to Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden. And don't be surprised when I tell you this fake son called Hunter is played by a Greek royal. The British and the Greek royals are very close related, and after exposing the royals behind Hunter Biden and his wife Melissa Cohen, I will show you a family tree which absolutely proves this close relationship between the Greek and English royals. So here we go, and I'm gonna make this short. Hunter Biden is played by Prince Pavlos of Greece. Look at this comparison. That already proves it all. Same eyes, the same eyebrows, on both pics placed very low over the eyes. That's typical for Pavlos. Same nose, same chin, same wrinkles of the mouth. It's a match. Here you can see especially the wrinkles at the chin having the exact same shape. And now let's come to Melissa Cohen, Hunter's wife. On this photo you see one of the daughters of Prince Pavlos. She's Maria-Olympia of Greece, standing on the right. Princess Maria-Olympia of Greece. The other two persons are her parents, Prince Pavlos and Princess Marie Chantal of Greece. And now look at this comparison between Maria-Olympia and Hunter's wife Melissa Cohen. Same eyes, same shape of the face, only the nose is a little bit altered. Prince Pavlos, playing fake Hunter Biden, has his own daughter on his side to play the fake wife of Hunter Biden. Next, I want to show you this photo of Melissa Cohen. Below, you find all the information to Google this photo and to convince yourself I did not manipulate this photo. I'm not fooling you. This is really what Melissa Cohen looks like. And I'm saying this because I will use this photo in the next comparison. And I will also use this photo of Princess Maria-Olympia. Also here you can find the source of the picture on the bottom if you want to ensure yourself that I'm not playing tricks. Now let's put these two photos together. Okay, what we are seeing here are the same frog eyes, the same distance between the frog eyes, the same bottom lip, same shape of the face again. I think I don't have to comment this any longer. Same individual. Alright, now I'm gonna do what I promised. I will prove the close relationship between the Greek and English royals by a family tree. You can check this family tree by your own research. As you see, I marked the names which are important for our investigation in red color. Camilla, Edward and Pavlos. So, what's the main reason why Camilla and Edward are working together with Greek Prince Pavlos? Well, the royal line into which Prince Edward and Camilla were born and the royal line into which Prince Pavlos was born, these two lines both derive from one single royal. From King George I of Greece, who was actually born in Denmark and had a Danish father and a German mother called Louise of Hesse, but despite of that, he reigned in Greece. The reason for this was that King George I was a member of the house Schleswig Holstein-Sonderburg-Glücksburg. This noble house with its complicated long name has its origins in Germany, the country from which King George's mother came from, and from Germany, the nobles house of Schleswig Holstein-Sonderburg-Glücksburg extended to Greece and Denmark. And that will be very important for my explanation why the English Prince Edward and the Greek Prince Pavlos are working together nowadays. But first, let's stay at King George I of Greece. He was married to Russian Grand Duchess Olga Konstantinovna Romanova. This royal couple had 8 children. I only list 2 of them in this family tree. Each of these 2 children is respectively the beginning of one of the 2 mentioned decisive lines. For this video you could call them the Edward Camilla line and the Pavlos line. One of the 2 children is Prince Andrew of Greece, from whom derives the line into which Edward and Camilla were born. You can see this line on the left side of the family tree. The other child is King Constantine I of Greece, from whom Prince Pavlos descended. You can see this line on the right side of the family tree. Well, let's start with the line on the left. Prince Andrew of Greece, like his father George I, also belonging to the house of Schleswig Holstein-Sonderburg-Glücksburg, Prince Andrew of Greece was married to Princess Alice of Battenberg. Princess Alice of Battenberg was born in England, but both of her parents were German. Her father was a German Prince Louis of Battenberg, who was born in Austria but had German parents. The house of Battenberg is a German noble's house, and Prince Louis' mother, Princess Julia of Battenberg, came from it. But back to the family tree. As you see here, Prince Andrew and his Princess Alice were the parents of Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. That means Prince Philip is actually not English by birth. He rather has Greek-German parents. He was born in Greece, and the royal house Prince Philip was born into was the German house of Schleswig-Holstein-Sonderburg-Glücksburg, with its connections to Greece and Denmark. But because of Prince Philip's mother, Princess Alice of Battenberg, this house of Schleswig-Holstein-Sonderburg-Glücksburg became also closely connected with the English noblemen. There were several German royals of the House Battenberg emigrating to England. The reason for this was that the House Battenberg was a subdivision of the German House Hesse. If you inform yourself about the close relatives of the historic royals I showed you in the last 5 minutes, you will find that a lot of these close relatives of the noblemen who lived in England are members of the German House Hesse. For instance, just look again at these details of Princess Alice of Battenberg. That's also why Alice's grandfather, Prince Louis Alexander of Battenberg, emigrated from Germany to England as a teenager, which means that Alice's father, Prince Louis of Battenberg, and also Alice herself were born in England but descended from German roots. After World War I, grandfather Louis Alexander of Battenberg was forced to alter his German name Battenberg into the more English name Mountbatten, because due to World War I, everything which was associated with German roots had been despised in England. You can read all this information with more details in this text I found in the internet. So, when you see this family tree, you should keep in mind The family Battenberg, which is actually a German family, had been connected with emigration to England for several generations and long years of tradition. Also, Alice of Battenberg was a German princess by marrying Prince Edward of Greece, by marrying into the house of Schleswig Holstein-Sonderburg-Glücksburg. She founded the close connection between the English nobleman on the one side and the Greek and Danish nobleman on the other side. Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, was one of the children of Prince Andrew and Princess Alice. Prince Philip was born in Greece, but as a typical Battenberg, he emigrated to England like also the former members of this German noble's house did. He emigrated there in 1947 when he was 26 years old. Becoming a British citizen, Prince Philip also changed his name Battenberg into Mountbatten. The official story says he did so because he wanted to pay tribute to his mother's family line, to Alice's family line. Anyway, you see how Prince Philip directly personifies the close connection between the Greek and English royals. He was born in Greece and emigrated to England. Perfect explanation why Prince Edward of Wessex and Prince Pavlos of Greece are working together nowadays. Because Prince Edward is the son of Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth, like you see in this family tree. By this, Edward was born into this close Sonderburg-Glücksburg-Battenberg relationship between the English nobleman, the Greek nobleman, the Danish nobleman, and the German nobleman. Another child of Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth is Prince Charles. Interesting for us is now Duchess Camilla, also known as Jill Biden, was the first wife of Prince Charles. And by this, as I mentioned before, Camilla is the sister-in-law of Prince Edward because she's his brother's wife. Yeah. So, let's go to the right line of the family tree. And don't be afraid, I won't make this side as detailed as I did the left side. I know I've been talking already very long about this relationship between the English, the Greeks, the Danish and German royals, but hell, it was necessary. Well, this right line of the family tree shows the marriages and children of the Greek royals descending from King George I. From King Constantine I of Greece and his wife Princess Sophie of Prussia up to the marriage of Prince Pavlos and his wife Mary Chantal. It is not necessary that I go through all these royal couples lying between George I and Prince Pavlos. If you want to check whether it is really correct that Prince Pavlos descends from the line of King George I, just stop the video and check all the couples and their children I mentioned in this right line via Google research. Check them via Google research. The only thing I want to stress is that also in this right line, the close relationship between Greek, German and Danish royals becomes more than obvious. Princess Sophie of Prussia, the wife of King Constantine I of Greece, was a German princess. Princess Friederike of Hanover, the wife of King Paul I of Greece, was also a German princess. Queen Anne-Marie of Greece, the wife of King Constantine II of Greece, was born a Danish noblewoman. So, I could bring much more examples. For instance, the House of Windsor, actually risen from German House Saxe-Coburg and Gotha, or Princess Victoria of Great Britain and Ireland married into the German House of Prussia, but I want to stop it here. The result I wanted to show is the House of Schleswig Holstein-Sonderburg-Glücksburg. is a noble's house originating from Germany and whose members extended this noble house by marrying other royals from Greece, Denmark and England, which also included emigrating to these countries. And exactly this happened over generations and generations again for decades and even centuries. And by this it was made possible that both Prince Pavlos of Greece and Prince Edward are members of this house Schleswig Holstein-Sonderburg-Glücksburg, despite of reigning in different countries. If you look at this family tree, it is very complicated to tell in what relationship Prince Pavlos stands to Prince Edward. Oh, I think he's a third or fourth cousin or something like that. But their relationship is very obvious anyway. Both are descendants of King George I of Greece. Both are belonging to the house of Schleswig Holstein-Sonderburg-Glücksburg, and Prince Philip, the father of Prince Edward, was born in Greece and emigrated to England. Why did I hold such a long speech about this? Because it happens very often that the fake identities of royals from different countries team up to build a fake celebrity family together or a fake president family. And to find the royals who usually work together, you gotta know how royals from different countries are related. This is a very important key which opens the insight into the entire conspiracy. I've been exposing fake identities of royals for 4 years now, and I know what I'm talking about. I can guarantee you, it is not only typical that the Greek and the English royals are working together. I also exposed tons of fake productions in which Greek and Danish royals work together, or in which German and Greek royals work together. The house of Schleswig Holstein-Sonderburg-Glücksburg has a very huge impact in this entire global blue-blooded conspiracy. Now I want to give you some extra goodies from the Instagram account of Prince Pavlos. In this Instagram post, Prince Pavlos calls Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, his uncle. Ooh. And in this Instagram post, you see Prince Pavlos together with Prince Charles. Prince Pavlos is on the right side of the picture. You can hardly see him, I know, but it's him. And he calls Prince Charles his cousin. Well, okay. Do you understand now why Prince Pavlos of Greece and Prince Edward of Wessex are teaming up to build the family of a US fake president? Up to this point, I already showed you a lot of very convincing proofs that Joe Biden is a fake identity played by Prince Edward of Wessex. Proofs not only by pic comparisons, but also by clear family relations. And I'm still not done with the proofs, because now at the end of this video I also want to include a further proof, the proof of cross matches between Joe Biden and other fake characters also played by Prince Edward. In my first video about the actor-based reality, I mean this video here, in this video I already exposed Prince Edward as Tom Cruise and as Jim Carrey. Well, I think a lot of truth seekers will get a smile on their faces right now, because the theory that Jim Carrey and Joe Biden are the same individual had already been spread in the alternative cruiser scene even long before I noticed Joe Biden is played by Prince Edward. So, let's start with Jim Carrey, and some of you might be proudly smiling right now, thinking in their heads, I was always right. Okay. I'm gonna do a very short repetition of my match between Prince Edward and Jim Carrey without any further comments. As I mentioned, the more detailed version of this match can be found in this video here, which also is on my channel. So here we start with a quick repetition of my comparison between Prince Edward and Jim Carrey. Compare the eyes, compare the facial expression, compare the slightly bared teeth, and here compare the wrinkles of the mouth, compare the eyes, the same glaze in the face, the same facial expression again. And one last comparison between these two. Same facial expression, just let it sink in. And now we're coming to the comparison between Joe Biden and Jim Carrey. Look at this. Same mouth wrinkles, same chin, especially the chin is the same. The wrinkles on the cheeks are the same. The eyes are the same. Yes, the effect you can achieve when you make your face about 20 years older is incredible. Another comparison between Joe Biden and Jim Carrey. And a very funny fact is, on the American comedy show MSL Saturday Night Live, running on NBC, Jim Carrey had performances spoofing Joe Biden in parodies. Consider this a proof that my exposures of Joe Biden as Prince Edward and of Jim Carrey as Prince Edward are absolutely correct. For the royals really love to fool them up. That means the television viewers with their sarcastic sense of humor. And guess what? Jim Carrey can also be clearly matched with Tom Cruise. This comparison is very obvious. I don't need to comment it any longer. So let's examine whether we can match Prince Edward of Wessex with Tom Cruise. This is a match. This is also a match. These are the same wrinkles of the mouth, even exactly the same wrinkles of the mouth, the same eyes, the same nose, the same wrinkles of the chin, the same shape of the chin. And this is the same inner ear, also the same earlobes. And now let's get to a wife comparison. What would you say if Nicole Kidman, who was a couple with Tom Cruise, is played by Countess Sophie of Wessex, who is a couple with Prince Edward? Well, let's take a short look. Well, here you see Sophie and Nicole are the same individual. And here it even gets much clearer. To really be convincing, I will show you the original sources from which I got these two pictures I compared. You can search the pictures via Google yourself. I compared this pic of Countess Sophie of Wessex from this source with this pic of Nicole Kidman from this source. And now I'm finally bringing this video to an end, because here it is, the match between Joe Biden and Tom Cruise. Everything is proven. So, I would like to say goodbye to all the viewers who watched this video in its entirety. Please share this video worldwide, especially in the USA. I put a lot of effort and research in this video, in all the proofs you can see here for the identification of Prince Edward of Wessex as Joe Biden. I don't want my hard work to be wasted, so please share this video, share it worldwide, especially in the USA. And if you had pleasure watching this video, if you have an open mind for this stuff of the actor-based reality, which is, I really have to admit that, a very hard pill to swallow. But if you have an open mind for it, please subscribe my channel and like this video. Goodbye, your Somnidelius Solertius.